7 astronauts to the International Space Station. So this would be the first time a private company is flying astronauts to the space station. There's not going to be astronauts in this one, but they are going to have a mannequin dressed up in the full Tesla spacesuit by the name of Ripley after the Alien movies.
Nice.
They've released a bunch of pretty incredible videos, actually, showcasing this. So it's going to be riding up on the big Falcon rocket. This is a pretty big moment, I think, that I'm wanted to highlight it just so it's not overlooked.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, where you can see the, like,
Yeah.
setting up a mannequin, like the next step is, a real crew. And it's like, it's that, like, oh, it's real. Like, it could actually happen real soon.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's that next step to, full-on private space flights. I mean, quite frankly, right now, the United States, we can't take our own astronauts up because we don't have a program to do it.
Right.
Like, we have to rent that from Russia, actually, is who takes our astronauts up. There's a picture. So, yeah, that's a picture of Ripley in the cockpit, the mannequin. So that's how they'll be sitting there. It actually looks way more spacious than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But so they've got her with like a whole bunch of different sensors and everything to see how it all handles. But in theory, I think it's going to be at 11 p.m. tonight Pacific, about 3 a.m. to 2:33 a.m. or something like that on Eastern time, and yeah, they'll be heading up there to see if this actually works.
It's exciting stuff.
It is. I mean, I love this. I think it makes space travel exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love space travel.
Totally.
So, I mean, I just realized on Twitter my avatar is me standing behind a NASA suit. So, yeah, I'm maybe the target audience for this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's a very exciting thing. Now, I want to know what people think. I'm seeing Brian on looks like this is on Facebook. SpaceX is simply awesome. Thank the stars they are here to keep our space program interesting. I agree. I think no matter what you think about Elon Musk, SpaceX is legit, and it is I think it's helping to invigorate public opinion about space travel because it's exciting.
Yeah.
He sent a Tesla into space with a mannequin in it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And the way they do the launches and live stream it all, it's just that it just makes it exciting again.
It brings things up to date, and I think makes it accessible.
Oh yeah,
for people.
sure.
Yeah, so I am quite excited about that. I know Luke, though, is excited about our next topic, which I have to get to here. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you probably are aware of this, but you may have forgot how close we are to getting this. So Disney announced this, a few years ago, about their new theme park. There's going to be one at Disneyland, one at Disney World, called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Right.
Luke,
Star Wars Land.
Do you want to fill us in on a little bit on this?
Well, I mean, first of all, I just got to say I'm really jealous of all these people. They brought in a small group of, reporters and journalists and stuff and got to show them around Galaxy's Edge. I don't think they got to go on any of the rides, but they got to walk around. They got to do some of the behind the scenes on like how these two rides work and just got to feel the the immersion factor, which is what I'm super pumped about.
It's pretty amazing. So yeah, these are some of the pictures that Disney released showcasing this theme park where you walk in. So essentially, if you don't know what it is, it's set up as a fake, sorry, it's not real, a planet. Excuse me. It's supposed to be the Black Spire outpost on the planet Batu. And you go there, and there's all kinds of different ways that you can interact with this. So one is going to be, like I said, one in Disneyland, one in Disney World, assuming they're going to be the same. They've got a full-size replica of the Millennium Falcon.
To scale.
Scale.
This thing is huge, and you can stand next to it. That's just so cool.
Oh, you don't just stand next to it?
You can go inside.
You can go into it. There's a ride associated with it where you fly the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you get to go in and sit in the cockpit and fly it.
Yeah, and the waiting line goes through the main, the main area, so you get to see the
that's awesome. So the waiting line's cool.
Yeah, and that's something that they've always done a really good job at the Wizarding World, the Harry Potter world thing. You got to wait in this really long line, but who cares if it's you're literally in the movie and there's tons of immersion and stuff. So
well, and that's some of the other things they talked about. So. Apparently, John Williams has created an original score for it. So it's going to have its own original music. They're going to be pumping in different sounds and smells to go along with the idea of where you're at. You're at this, rough and tumble place. They've got sections set up for the Resistance. They got sections set up for the First Order, and then sections set up for just ordinary people living in this planet and in this city. I mean,
There's a
it sounds
cantina kind of area, like where you can go.
Yes.
You can actually order an alcoholic drink
Yep.
in Disneyland, which is
Yep.
something Walt Disney wouldn't have liked. But
Right.
for the purposes
Hey.
of Star Wars, you know.
I like Brian, life-size Millennium Falcon. Oh boy, yeah, I agree. Like this is so cool to me, and you can. They said, of course, since it is Disney and Star Wars, the marketing is going crazy on it, and they said you can buy pretty much anything you've ever thought of from Star Wars that you would want to own. They're gonna have it for sale there, like a replica of something.
Yeah, which is I like
anything.
So they're going for this like way like immersion thing where you don't want to feel like you're in a park. You want to
Yeah.
feel like you're in the movie or in in like a real set or whatever. I was always wondering, like, are they gonna like sell toys? Because that totally doesn't feel like you're in it, you know.
Well,
but I think they are, and they're gonna play it up in a way that's like,
They'll probably have somebody in an alien costume selling
yeah,
it. Too, like,
yeah,
replica of
Yoda.
yeah, there's going to be some. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some way because they're going to get your money once you're in there because you're going to get all excited and then you're going to want to buy things. You can buy your own lightsabers.
Of course.
You know, where your customized lightsaber.
Which I think they're gonna do, from what I saw at least, like some. I don't know if you've been to the Harry Potter land, but like
I have not.
They have you go in the wand shop and they do the whole like it's a.
Oh, they help
It's a whole
you
scene.
figure out the
you know?
wand.
Yeah, yeah. And so I think they're gonna do something similar with like lightsabers, where they like, they find you the lightsaber that's for you with like.
What would this one cost you?
Yeah.
Jess, it could be really cool with some VR games or rides too. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be I would imagine there's going to be a lot of VR involved
Yeah.
in this.
Well, so the Millennium Falcon ride is kind of like that. Like you're sitting in the cockpit and stuff's happening,
Yeah.
across the the window in front of you. And then the other one, I don't know if it's I think it might be a VR thing, is the like Resistance. They have the two main attractions.
so cool.
It's like one of them is the Millennium Falcon, and then one is this Resistance adventure thing, with like Rey and Finn and stuff like that. So
I want to do this. I'm not good. This is absolutely right up my alley. Sarah, I'm looking at on LinkedIn. I want to pilot the Millennium Falcon and drink at the cantina. Yeah, yeah, me
get
too.
yourself some blue milk. They have I don't know what it's going to taste like, but
I
they
don't
have
know.
blue milk.
I don't care. I want to go. I absolutely Disney. Please let us go down there and take a look at this beforehand. Yeah, it's really exciting. So the way it's at right now is it sounds like it's going to be summer of 2019. They haven't given an exact date of when it's going to open. Summer 2019 for Disneyland, fall for Disney World. So
That's this year.
That's this year. The lines are going to be crazy, but nonetheless, that's what's going to be going on. So definitely something to look forward to. And I know we need to go to a break because we're going to be heading to New York here shortly with Les Shue and Betches Media. All three of them are there, and we are excited to be heading there. But before we do that, we're going to take a break. Luke, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yep, glad I could bring some Star Wars fervor.
Star Wars. I have to say it in that voice. You can go to digitaltrends.com and take a look at pretty much everything that we've been talking about. We've got a whole write-up about Galaxy's Edge as well. And we are going to be continuing to broadcast, bringing you all of this live content today. So drop in your comments and questions. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back, and then I'm going to head to New York. Well, I'm not going to, but virtually. We're all going to go to New York and join Les Shue. Back here in a second with more Digital Trends Live. Welcome back to Digital Trends Live. Thank you everyone for joining us. Wherever you found us, hit that subscribe button and make sure that you get the notification every time we go live, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. I'm here in Portland, Oregon. I'm Greg Nibbler, but we have our New York studio, and that's where we're heading next. We're going to be joined by Les Shu, our senior editor, and the three founders of Betches Media. We've got Jordana Abraham, Samantha Fishbein, Aline Cooperman. Let's head over there right now. Les, I'm going to hand it over to you to take it away. Hello, New York.
Hey, Greg, thanks so much. I think this is the most guests we've ever had in this room ever. But I have Aline, I have Jordana, and I have Samantha with me. And we're going to talk about their media company, Betches Media. So maybe explain a little bit what Betches is, if to people who maybe don't know much about the company.
Yeah, so Betches Media is a female millennial focused media company. We're across multiple platforms. Our biggest audience is on Instagram, but we started as a website. We have a suite of podcasts, an e-commerce store online, and now we have our new dating app, Ship.
Awesome. So we're going to get to Ship a little bit later on, but we're going to talk a little bit more about how Betches came about. How did the name come about? How did you guys all meet?
So we've been friends since we were 10 years old. We grew up in the same town, and we ended up going to college together. We all went to Cornell, and we lived together our senior year. And the idea sort of came out as a response or an observation to see this bro culture. And we realized there is no counterpart to the bro that represents women in kind of the same way. And so we wanted to come up with a name for her that is both like satirical, because everything we write or wrote in the beginning was very satirical, very snarky, very self-aware. So the name is sort of a play on the word, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but bitch. But no woman wants to really call her like their friend that. It's condescending. It's not nice. So we wanted to come up with like an empowering word that both sort of makes fun of the tone in which we speak, but has is a fun word to call each other.
But it seems like it's resonated with a lot of your readers and you also live the lives that your readers are going through. A lot of the topics are very appropriate and very relevant to what a lot of young millennial women are going through.
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely, that I think is our sort of like core part of our company that really stands out, is that we really understand our audience. We talk to women the way that they speak to each other. We're very unapologetic in our tone, and we're not really afraid to say what people are thinking.
So how has Betches changed from when you guys first started it to what it is now?
So, I mean, when it first started, it was just a blog. Like, we really didn't even know. Like, we kept it anonymous because we wanted real full-time jobs during college. But over time, it developed into this full-blown media company. So, from that blog, we've written 3 books. We have, like Sammy said, a suite of successful podcasts. We have our website. We have our Instagram with 6.5 million followers. We have a lot of sub-Instagram accounts that represent all the different content verticals that we have. So there's wellness, there's dating, there's pop culture, there's The Bachelor. So it's really like become like a 360 platform. And now, like as I think Sammy Orchard had said, that we've delved even further into the dating space with the launch of our dating app.
And it's amazing. You're not only founders, but you're still 100% owners of the company.
Right.
And interestingly, you are all in the Forbes 30 under 30, which is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
So let's shift over to Ship. What is that?
So Ship is a dating app that we founded. And basically what it does, that's different from other dating apps, is it allows your friends you to form a crew and invite friends to help find matches on your behalf. And it really just brings like a more social aspect back to dating, because we've been doing dating content since we first started in 2011. And what we found we received so many emails every week about people asking for dating advice, and they found that the dating apps out there leave people feeling very isolated and kind of alone, and like they're out, like the stakes are really high. And we wanted to create a dating app that would that would lower the stakes and make people feel like they're more in a community and mimic the way that people meet people in real life, which is out with their friends, and if they meet a guy that's cool, and if they don't, they're having a fun time anyway.
So it's an app for both men and women.
Yes.
So it's kind of like having your own wing woman or a wingman in a way.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Multiple.
Right.
Yeah.
Multiple.
And
You can invite as many people as you want to be in your crew, and the most interesting part of this technology is that there's a group chat feature. So your friends can send matches that they found for you, and they can ask your opinion on them. They can help you come up with a pickup line or a response to the conversation you're having with the person who you matched with. So it really does mimic real life rather than sending a screenshot of the conversation you're having with someone on an app.
And it also brings like groups of friends together. So there's people that are all in different stages of their life. Some are married, some are in relationships, and some are single. So on Ship, you can be in a relationship or married and be on the app. You just have a different version of your profile.
Right.
So you can be in somebody's crew and helping find matches, but you can't look for yourself. Obviously, you can't speak to anyone except the people that are in your group. So it really brings everyone together.
It's interesting that if you were single and then you got into a relationship, you actually have to delete your
Exactly.
single account and start
Yes.
a new account. What was the reason behind that?
We did that on purpose because we didn't want people to be able to kind of like go back and forth super easily. We definitely like don't encourage any kind of like cheating or anything like that. And this is just like a great way to make sure that people are on it and they're like committed to their choice. So if they're on the app and they're single and then they become in a relationship, they just delete it and can download it again and can be invited by a single friend to find matches for them.
You sort of touched on this already, but how do you compete against the sort of the existing apps,
Right.
or traditional apps, you want to call them that, like the eHarmonies and the Tinders and the OkCupids?
Well, again, I mean, like the app has very different functionality than those ones that are out there, and we find that it appeals to people who want a more social dating experience because it has that in-app group chat functionality, which no other app really has, and again, the ability to find matches for your friends, or even there's no other app really where you can like be on it in a relationship.
And does the app fall under the Betches Media umbrella, or is this a whole separate enterprise that you guys are going into?
Yes, it's part of Betches Media. We also partnered with Match Group to make the app.
Oh, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
And Match is pretty experienced in this.
Yes,
know what they're doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Will we see any more apps in the future?
We'll see.
Maybe.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of ideas brewing, but right now we're really focused on building out Ship as much as possible, and definitely growing our media company and starting a lot of new content verticals. We're just going to start getting into weddings and maybe young moms. So we have a lot of plans for the future, but who knows? There might be an app in the horizon.
Are you also growing Betches with your audience as they get older in life?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, when we started out, a lot of our content was about, moving to the city after you graduate. And now we talk about all sorts of things, like Aileen mentioned, we're going to be getting to weddings, young moms, personal finance, careers. So our first book was kind of like a satirical self-help book. And
I love
our
the
third
title,
book,
by the way.
thank you.
But it's a
Yeah.
reflective of where we were in our lives.
Yeah. And our third book is a career book. It's not something that we could have written when we first started Betches. So I feel like we've come really far, and our audience has really grown with us. The analytics show that. So we're very excited to, stay with them. And
But at the same
Yeah.
time, we do have like a huge following for like the Gen Zs, the girls in college. They love Betches, especially via Instagram. But yeah, the super loyal followers have been growing up with us.
Betches is very much the three of you. Could you ever see yourselves going solo?
not in this way. Yeah.
No, this is definitely
Yeah.
we're integrated in the brand because we feel that our skills align with really understanding the audience and what they want and what they think and what they truly, how they see the world. And yeah, we're very much part of Betches, and we've known each other our whole lives, so.
Yeah.
Do you see the content diversifying to beyond millennial women, maybe even men or older folks?
I mean, we're open to exploring other possibilities. At the moment, we're really focusing on growing our audience within the millennial demographic and Gen Z as well. But I mean, you never know with future projects where we could end up.
And we like to say that everyone can relate to some aspects of Betches content, whether it's, our TV recaps or our podcast, we like to vary our content. So there is, you don't have to be a woman to enjoy that. You can be a millennial woman. You can be anyone and find a piece of content that relates to you.
That's very true. Good content is just good content.
And we try to touch like as many different parts of someone's life as possible. So, like we said, wellness or dating or pop culture, if that's what you're interested, or the news and politics. We have something for that. So whatever you're interested in, we have something for you.
But with a little twist,
With
your own.
with a very
Strong opinion.
strong opinion, and we try to be as real as possible and cut the BS, as we like to say. But yeah, that's basically our brand.
So speaking of opinion, so March 1st, this is Women's History Month, and I feel like if there's anybody appropriate to talk about this, it would be you three. And I want to specifically talk about technology. How have you seen technology empower women, and also has it, and do we still have a long ways to go?
I mean, I think that technology has been a huge democratizing force across in every way, and I think that the natural result of that is that it does raise up women and minorities and anyone who is not necessarily in a power position. I mean, even taking Ship as an example, or really just the entire trend of dating apps, it really opens up a whole world of dating to women that they did not have otherwise, where you would have to meet people from your town or someone that your friend knew, or I mean, even I think like more than half the marriages in the world still are arranged marriages. So dating apps really allow women or anyone to have more control over and more options in their lives.
Right. And I mean, you look at the history of dating, and I mean, before birth control, there was like the monogamy was like the only way that you could tell even that like a child was a man. So it was such a much more important aspect of society and the family structure. And then as you see that evolving, including things like dating apps and Shib in particular, again, mimics that social aspect of dating, which has always been really important for women throughout history, whether it's a relative of yours setting you up, and this really just brings it into a digital platform, which we're really excited about.
I feel like Ship makes the whole experience less isolating.
Yeah,
Which
that's
I've-
really.
Which is an issue I find with dating apps. It closes us off.
It closes you off, and it makes the stakes so high. There's so much pressure on you. Every time you want to go through and look for a date for the next weekend, it's like, if I don't get anybody, then I'm just going to be sitting home alone.
Right.
Whereas this, even if you don't find a date for next weekend, at least you had like a super fun, funny conversation with your friends out of it, which is the exact sort of like the mimicking, like you go out with your friends. So what if you don't find anyone, but at least you had a really fun night out. So that's really the key to this.
I mean, the three of us are friends. We started this business as friends. So something that we think a lot about now, and especially with how we started Ship, is the importance of community and connection with people who are really, close to you, and using them as a resource and as using social media in a positive way rather than sort of like an exposition-y type way and showing off and the normal criticisms that people have about social media. We really do want to bring people in with their community.
I love that you're building it with some human value as opposed to just algorithms.
Right.
Yes.
Did you see yourselves running a media empire when you first started this?
I mean,
Maybe
when
deep
this
down.
when this first started, we did not know where it could go, but we were very pleasantly surprised that people responded so positively to it. So I guess from the beginning it was sort of the dream, like have this huge, could make this into a whole empire, and I think we're on the way there. But I mean, to really have like imagined how it would go, no, I don't know if
but
we did.
we stayed true to it. Like, we believed in it, and that's why we are here, and that's why we kept going. We kept making decisions to push forward rather than pulling back. So I guess something deep down inside us made us believe that we can. So
Yeah, that passion,
yeah.
that belief in the product,
Yeah,
which
for
I feel
sure.
like a lot of people don't have.
Oh, thank
So
you.
I'm gonna jump into some fun questions. Want to know a little bit more about you. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Cool. Netflix and chill or a real dinner and a movie?
I would like to
Depends on
think
the
that
night.
I would like
Day of
to
the
think
week
that
it is.
that my answer is dinner and a movie, but like when it comes down to it, my answer is Netflix and chill.
I love dinner and a movie.
I think
What
I'm
are you?
evenly placed.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
evenly split.
yeah.
Depends on my mood.
Okay.
How long the day was.
And where's the dinner and what movie?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could go anywhere right now, where would it be?
In the world?
Yeah,
I don't know. Bora Bora sprang to mind.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Italy?
Like
We should,
is it Netflix and chill. I don't know.
Maldives.
That,
Oh,
it looks
lovely.
good. That's all. Wherever you see those fancy trips on Instagram, that's where we want to go.
And besides Ship and maybe Instagram, what is the one app you would have on your phone if you could only have one?
Twitter.
Google Maps.
Oh, I'm supposed to think about this one. Google Maps as well.
Google Maps, like I can't get
Important.
anywhere.
Yeah, I have no sense of direction.
I know that's
Seamless.
That's like another social platform. I feel like.
To call the restaurant?
So you can call the restaurant, but
That
how
sounds
would you
awful.
get there? You know.
Well, you
Google
could look at a map.
The subway map?
I don't know, calling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do people still do that? Well, anyway, thank you very, very much for coming in
Thank
on this
you.
snowy day of sorts to come talk about Betches and the Ship app. Where can we find you on Instagram?
Personally or the company?
Well, both.
Okay, personally, I'm at Sammy on Instagram, SAMI, and at Betches for the whole company,
Yes, and
or at Get Shipped for the app.
Okay.
right,
And I'm at Jordana Abraham.
and I'm at Aileen, Aleen. Have a bunch of different Instagram
Yeah.
accounts for all of our different podcasts and verticals. So
There's a lot
Happy
going
to
they're
on.
all
list them,
there.
but it
Just
might
follow
be all-
Betches,
yeah.
and you'll
So
be directed.
just go to Betches.
Yeah.
That's a point to every
Everything.
part of the company.
Yeah.
And definitely check out Ship.
Yes.
It's
Download
for
Ship.
iOS and Android.
It's for
It
iPhone.
will
Coming
be-
soon for Android.
Coming
Right
soon
now
for
it's just
Android,
on
so it's on
iOS.
iOS.
You can tell by our answer how quickly we all have the iPhone answer.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs an Android? Well, no, that's gonna piss
No,
off a lot of
no,
people.
No,
So
Android is
We're
coming.
working on it.
Android's coming. So Aileen Cooperman, we have Jordana Abraham, and we have Samantha Fishbein from Betches, the founders and also the founder of Ship App. We're gonna throw it back to commercial. You'll be back in Portland with Greg soon. Thanks.
And welcome back to Digital Trends Live. Thank you everyone for joining us wherever you're finding us. Hit that subscribe button. I'm Greg Nibbler, joined now by Ryan Juanita. Hello, Ryan.
Hey,
How you doing?
you know, pretty great.
Good. Always doing great. That's Ryan. So So right now, this segment of the show, we're gonna do an unboxing. It's
Yeah.
Friday. We have something amazing sitting here in front of us. So tell me how is I pronounce this. So is it
Yeah, it's
K-E-
Kef, I think.
Kef.
Yeah,
A
we're going with Kef.
LSX
Yes.
wireless music system.
Yeah.
So what exactly does that mean?
So this is the sort of next step for Kef. When we did the LS50 wireless, I totally fell in love with these speakers. They have a ton of tech packed into them, but one of the most intriguing things about them is they're self-powered, so you don't need anything. You can stream directly to them. They're powered inside the speaker. They look cool. They're succinct. They will blast you with sound. If you connect the subwoofer, which you can, it is one of the most powerful, like 2.1 music systems you can buy at that price range. It is a little expensive at $2,200.
Yeah.
So this is the follow-up. It's about half price. It takes a lot of the trickle-down technology from the LS50 wireless.
Okay.
And it's their new speaker system called the Kef LSX.
So this is about $1,100,
$1,100.
completely wireless.
You got to plug it in.
You got to plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay, you do have to plug it in.
Yeah,
okay.
pretty much any speaker system that's a high-end speaker system,
gonna have
you
to
need
plug it in.
power, and then the stereo speakers actually need to speak to each other, so there's a little wire there.
Okay.
But you stream directly to it.
Gotcha,
And
okay.
it's got its app. It's going to get, I believe, AirPlay 2 eventually,
Wow.
sometime soon. You can stream to it over Wi-Fi. You can stream to it over Bluetooth. It's got a separate app that you can control all the parameters. So
Okay.
it's a very succinct system, and basically the sound of the LS50 is just mind-blowing.
And
like how much
you-
sound you get.
And you know sound.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
sound.
Yeah, and
I'm a
you know
fan.
what you're talking about when it comes to if something's going to sound good or not.
Yeah,
so.
but also these things just look pretty badass.
Let's go ahead and
Yeah, let's check it out.
let's unbox these. So we got the box right here. Yeah, we're going to slowly pull these out as we're going through it. And if you have comments and questions about them, go ahead and drop those comments and questions in here into the live chat. And we will absolutely ask Ryan right now. Because
We've
we have
got
an
the
expert
power
here in front of us.
cables here.
All right.
All right, 2 cables,
2 cables.
one for each speaker. So
Okay.
they're self-powered. I believe there's about 100 watts in each speaker.
Wow.
In the LS50, there were 230 watts in each speaker.
Damn.
Those suckers
that
are
seems like
powerful.
a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
but it's very controlled. It's very clear and clean
Yeah.
sound. And actually, the dangerous thing about the LS50 was, well, still is, that you can turn it up and you don't really realize how loud it is, because unlike a lot of speaker systems, there's just virtually zero audible distortion as loud as they go.
so you don't even know.
So
You're
your
completely blasting
ears
your
get
ears out.
used to it, and yeah, it is kind of a danger there. But yeah, okay.
All right,
Keep it
so
going
they've
here.
got 2 power cords for them.
Yes, each one
Always
must
the
be
foam.
powered.
Always
Got some foam here.
Always the foam. Never enough foam in these things.
All right,
Okay.
lift from sides, it says.
It does say specifically lift from sides. All
Okay.
right.
You want to grab one?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, these are
Take these babies out.
heavy. They're sturdy.
Yeah, so the original LS50 had a 1-inch tweeter and a 5.25-inch driver, and this is a 3/4 inch tweeter and a 4.5-inch driver.
Okay.
But you can see it's very unique as far as the design, because
Oh, yeah,
this is
it
the
looks
UniQ.
really cool.
This is the UniQ array design. Now this is trickle-down tech from some of their highest-end speakers. You can see there's this dimples around the outside. There's these fins on the inside, and here's the tweeter concentrically mounted inside the woofer. Now that's to make sure that all the frequencies basically arrive at your ear at the same time.
Okay.
But it also just looks badass, if I do say so myself. And it's interesting, so the Kef LS50 has a sort of piano gloss, but these have, if you can see, sort of a fabric around the outside, so that's a difference there.
Yeah,
But
I
the
mean,
color
they feel
it's
nice.
kind of cool. Like they have a few different colors. The others, the LS50 was black with a colored inside, but these are just straight up red, so it's kind of cool. The back here, this is the what they call the slave speaker, so it connects to the master. You've got the master there. So if you show, that has all of the
So this is the master.
all the
that I've
brains
got.
are in here, yeah. All
Okay.
the inputs and connections and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, which there are a lot of connections on there, so I don't even know what exactly we're looking at with all of those. But
Show ya.
okay.
Yeah.
Ryan's gonna walk us through this.
So we've got a subwoofer output there, and then an aux-in optical input, Ethernet if you want to connect that way. This is how you update the speaker, and then this goes to the other speaker. That's how you connect them with the Cat.
You
I think
connect it
Cat
with a-
6
like a-
cable.
okay,
yeah.
Cat 6,
and it
okay.
does come with it.
And does it come in other colors, or this is
Yeah, it comes in
standard?
I think 4 or 5 different colors.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
went with the
mean,
red because I have the blue at home. A blue is the one that we actually reviewed. So.
Okay, so this is your personal one.
No, this is
Okay.
these are just ones we brought in.
Okay, that we brought in for this.
Does come with a remote. It's kind of a cute little remote. It's got the red buttons.
Nice.
And this is the same basic remote as the LS50.
Okay. And
Then in here we have the Cat 6, I believe, which connects the two speakers together.
okay.
Yeah.
So how far apart can you go? I mean, I suppose you could get a different
Yeah, you
cable
get a
and-
longer cable.
Yeah,
if
get a
you
longer
want. But you
cable.
don't want them that too far apart because they're a stereo pair. You want them about 6 feet in most
Okay.
instances. They create a nice stereo channel or a nice stereo image for you. I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
you have
it's usually
stereo
about
speakers
6 feet,
about
depending on
feet.
how far you're apart. I think it's like, where you're at. I think you want it to be, there's a formula for that, but usually it's about 6 feet is about
Okay.
right.
All right. Again, we're taking a look at the KEF LSX.
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I got that right. KEF LSX wireless music system. So you said that we've got these two here. I don't want to stop you from running through any other features too. Let us know, if you've got some other stuff that you want to walk through with them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basics, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a really nice frequency range. I think they go from like 49 hertz up to 28 kilohertz. So
Okay.
they get pretty low down as far as, KEF says. We don't know how. They're smaller speakers, so it's probably not going to be that much like big low-end bass.
Yeah.
But the other bookshelves actually have a ton of bass for their size. And again, you can connect a subwoofer to it.
Yeah,
And then
that's
you're
what
going
I
to
was gonna
get
say.
big, powerful sound down there.
Yeah, with the music system. So there's a subwoofer you can connect and add into this. What else can you get? Anything else that you can add?
That's
into it?
pretty much it. This
Okay.
is just like this is for someone who has maybe an apartment or, just likes minimalism. This is the best way to get really high-end sound in a minimalist design, or one of the best ways, I think, is these kinds of speaker systems. And the LS50 sort of ran, it created like a really amazing act to follow, I guess. for the
Yeah, well,
LSX.
I mean, they do look really nice. Justin there asking, again, we're broadcasting live, so you can drop your comments in. Can you hook it up to a TV?
You can hook it up via the optical input to a television. You could also go through the auxiliary 3.5 millimeter input, but I'd recommend the optical input.
Okay, so optical input to a television.
Well, that's the way I use them a lot.
Really? Yes, use this for your actual television. so.
It's crazy with dialogue. Like I haven't seen these yet because we just unboxed them. I haven't heard these yet.
But the previous,
LS50,
Yeah, the LS50, and this is the LS. Correct me. LSX.
LSX,
LSX. Okay. Sorry. Trying to get all my acronyms right and not screw those up.
right.
So there's a lot of acronyms in there.
Yeah.
These are very, very cool. So Bluetooth, just straight up Bluetooth hookup.
Bluetooth 4.2 with aptX. So it's going to be
What
a
does that
really
mean?
good Bluetooth speaker. It's a codec that basically gives you a better Bluetooth signal.
Okay.
It's supposed to give you CD quality. And then there's aptX HD, which is even better than that.
Okay. So you're going to get high, even though you're streaming, you're going to get some
It's
pretty
just
high quality.
aptX, but you're going to want to go to Wi-Fi anyway because that's going to be
Yeah.
a higher resolution.
Better there. So cool. And again, Kef, so do we have a review on these up yet?
We don't because, as you just saw,
Because this is the
we just
actual
unboxed
unboxing.
them. Yes.
So we don't have any review up there.
Yes.
So you are getting to see it first with us.
But I do recommend checking out the LS50 wireless review. It'll give you an idea of where these are going to be.
Very cool. All right. If there's any other questions, you can drop those in there and let us know. Anything else that you want to add, just as seeing this, unboxed for the first time? Think
That's
the
about it.
Design's good. Feels good.
Yeah, I like it.
The initial things that you look for when you start unboxing something, since you are the expert in
Well, the
this.
fabric is very different. You can see also, so there's a base port at the back. That's important to create, some nice space inside the cabinet. And then also, you can also see the beveled, I don't know if you can see it on camera there, but you can see the beveled front face. That's also a big part of this design, the way the cabinet's designed. It's just part of the way that they create their sound, and it's part of the way that they help align the frequencies.
Okay, I was going to say, is that just aesthetically, something for
No,
aesthetics?
it's
or is
definitely
that...
a design, and that's the fun thing about, so they can make that $2,200 system and then bring a lot of the tech from that system into this and create a less expensive way to get a
Get it
lot
down
of the
into
benefits.
this. Yeah, which is very cool that they're figuring out, how to pare that down.
Yeah.
And into different
I
things.
mean, that's the beauty of like $200,000 speaker systems is eventually that tech gets into these guys.
Yeah, finally, works its
Like
way
not
down.
all of it, but some of it does. Yeah.
Will, on Facebook, do you lose any audio fidelity going over Bluetooth?
Yeah, I think so, but it depends on where you're going to be streaming from. If you're streaming from Spotify and it's not CD quality streaming, then it's probably not going to be a massive difference, but I still think that Wi-Fi does sound quite a bit better on these speakers, the ones that I've heard so far.
So that's what you would recommend is the Wi-Fi for that.
Oh yeah, it's all about the Wi-Fi connection. And inside the KEF Control app, you can also control all kinds of parameters. So it allows you to control, I think it allows you to control where the subwoofer, breaks between these drivers and the subwoofer as far as in the frequencies. It allows you to control like where they are from in relation to the wall.
Wow.
So that it can
So you
help
could really
direct
dial
the
it in.
frequencies. Yeah, because there's digital crossovers inside that also helps to make sure where the frequencies come out between the two woofers, and so that also just adds to a really crystal clear sound. And that's why these kinds of speakers can have some real advantages over just a passive pair of speakers with an amplifier. The amplifier is custom, designed for these speakers, so that's one part of it. But also, because of that digital crossover, you're going to get just less interference, less frequencies, basically running into each other. So that's a big part of these systems and why they're becoming more and more popular.
So you can really customize it to your room, however you have it
Yeah,
set up.
the app definitely lets you customize where you're setting the speakers to basically, make it the best sound it can.
Dang, I kind of want these speakers now.
They're kind of rad.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, and if you're a real listener, I mean, you sit down and listen to a pair of bookshelves like these, and yeah, you can get lost in the sound. Again, I haven't heard these guys, but I expect them to be a big chunk of the LS50, at a lower price.
Following along with what
As
they
far
did
as the
before.
quality goes, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes down to that. Well, very cool. Ryan, thank you for bringing these in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unbox. I really want to hear them right now.
I know, they're neat.
Yeah, these are just awesome. So we have to hook those up. And the review will be coming up once Ryan gets a chance to listen to them and go through everything. So that'll be at digitaltrends.com. And all of your other reviews are up there too. Like if you're into sound, this is your guy.
Yeah, this
Digital
may just be a
Trends.
comparison piece. We're not sure what we're going to do with them yet. But
Okay.
yeah, we'll definitely be listening to them.
Have something up there.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. We've got all kinds of articles at Digital Trends about everything from the sound side to everything else that we were talking about at the very beginning of the show. So we had lots that we covered there. Big thank you to Luke Larson, who joined us here at the beginning of the show, talking about some different things going on in the world of tech. We have Twitter testing out a new function. Do you like it? Do you not? You can check that out, digitaltrends.com. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge looks amazing. I'm not going to lie. I want to go there. One more plea, Disney, send me down there. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. We went to New York. We had Betches Media on with Les Shu. Big thank you to them. Very inspiring what they're doing. And we also have Ryan in here, like I said, talking about these speakers, unboxing them. Later on today, we're going to be back actually in about 2 hours, about 12 p.m. Pacific. 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be back with our podcast Between the Streams, where Ryan and I will kind of run down everything that's kind of gone on in the world of movies and entertainment over the last week and get you ready for the weekend. And then
So
next
much
week,
stuff.
a lot of stuff to cover.
So many
Lots of
things.
stuff to cover. So we're going to be talking about all that. So stick around for that and hit that subscribe button. That way you get a notification anytime we go live on whatever platform we're at. Next week, I know at one point we're going to be going to, I want to make sure I get this right. Jeremy Kaplan's going to be on location at the Museum of Natural History for a T-Rex VR experience. We're going to be going live to that. That's on Tuesday when we're doing that. We also have Jason Horton, a comedian. We've got Tim Chen of the Nerd Wallet. Every day, something new for you. Every day, different interviews, different news, all while broadcasting live and interacting with you. And we thank you so much for joining us. I'm Greg Nibbler. We'll talk to you next week with another episode of Digital Trends Live.